All right. What's going on, everyone? This is gonna be a X, formerly known as Twitter, flow and chart requests. So I'm gonna try to cover as many as possible, and let's start. I'm making this video right now on Tuesday, July 16th. So we're in OPEX week, right? This Friday's upcoming monthly options expiration, monthly OPEX. Obviously, IWM small caps broke out and they're squeezing. This played out beautifully, inverse head and shoulders, which obviously means that besides small caps outperforming, that's also what we kind of saw with the relationship between small caps, especially to Nasdaq, but obviously also the SPY. You can see, right? So that's also something I've talked about, and I saw when we started seeing the huge directional accumulation through options flow on IWM, and obviously the rest is history. All right, so everything I'm making now is, every stock that I'm going to talk about now is going to be a bit different than it was a few days ago or a week ago. But let's begin. So some of you guys had Hood. Hood, let's do Hood. First of all, for what it's worth, oh, I haven't even seen. I got another upside day. I saw that it bought, but closed 2.8%. Nice. So I'm bullish Hood. I'm long Hood. Pretty long Hood actually. And I like the stock. Obviously, nothing new. Guys, for anyone who's following me knows it. And not much to add, I'll be honest. I've been seeing accumulation through dark pools, through option flows especially. And so even this, for example, just to give you some ideas, right? Yeah, 25, 56, 57 deltas, that's pretty good to see. 25, they're buying February 2025. They bought back here, also something we talked about in Discord. And then they just bought again once, it started trending up in a volatile way again, kind of when it broke out. So here they entered first leg, July 15th, which was yesterday, Monday, on the 7% day, plus 7%. So that's big. But again, every time we kind of see this and higher lows on contracts on the chart, and we've been seeing accumulation in bullish flows, that's just honestly not much to add. Just a lot of bulls. Even this, though, that's a cross trade, which usually is noise, but not on stonks like Hood. They were put sales from July 10th. You see, 5,000 lot, and they're actually shorting puts. Selling them, sold them here, and then you can see contract kept bleeding, and it probably will keep bleeding. 20 puts for February 2025. So everything is looking pretty bullish. Sometimes I like seeing when it's not lopsided, when you get some profit taking and whatnot. But again, stock like Hood, it's really been trending ever since quarter 4 of 2023. If you guys remember, we saw the massive flow here, played it. It was an awesome trade, like 1,000% in terms of gains on options contracts on calls. Obviously, I exited way before, but my runners did 1,000%, 1,000 and something, I think 1,200, 1,300. We had Discord members that had even a better trade than I had, right? I'm a paper hand sometimes when it comes to calls. It is what it is. Just want to make sure that I secure profits. But still looking good. Still looking good. Still looking bullish. We just had a pretty bullish 2 days. So to me, in my opinion, it continues, not necessarily straight line to the upside. But then 27.8 gonna be first resistance. 28, call it not to descend, because again, this cycle is kind of all-time lows to not all-time highs, but the highs that we had a bit after the IPO. It's usually harder to track IPO'd stocks that IPO'd lately in the past few years when it comes to Fibonacci, but you can see how it respects this cycle already. The big rejection was in March 2022 from Golden Pocket. Then once it broke it, that's it. Tested it again and started that was a Fugazi, you see? Big 2 sell-off days, 3% and 6%, that's it. That was the last buying opportunity, which I also remember we talked about. But yeah, looking good, still looking good. You still have bulls stepping in. That's only showing you that it's not only the bulls that already bought in the past year or two that are holding, but you still have calls that can push it higher and higher. So to me, personally, still looking good. Next, we have AMD. So also just talked about it on stream today. We do everyday streams, right? I do them and record them, so I talk about a lot of stocks that people ask. Now, AMD, I'm still long AMD. I like AMD actually. Obviously, here was a big move. Now, it saw a bit of weakness with semis expected. I still see a bit of OPEX weakness, especially on the semis that really outperformed all the rest. Like TSM, you just had -1%, not even crazy. It's a strong stonk, but I think it's now down after hours. A little bit, like 1%. Nothing crazy. But still, that's a bit of a rotation, obviously, into small caps. MU has gone lower, yeah. So see, MU had like a 2%, then 2.6%, then for a stock like MU from all-time highs, you went down almost 20% in less than a month of trading. So it's just showing you the rotation. While AMD has looked strong, you got some other semiconductors that are pretty dark horses, not popular at all, that have looked better, gone up actually this week, and they look much better long term. But I mean, from here in the next few weeks and days. But as for AMD, I still feel like it could. That's what I also said today. I still like it personally for what it's worth. I'm still bullish. I'm still long the stock. I see 169 maybe noise as support, worst case scenario, kind of golden ratio, test it again and then maybe shoot higher. But it doesn't even need to hit it because 0.5 to golden pocket is usually an area of reversal of trends, of confirmation of reversal. So you can kind of see the upside. 0.786 was support, upside, and then maybe that's support. But I would either wait to see if it's gonna test it to enter. But for me personally, I still like it. I'm still long AMD. Outlook of, I had an outlook of a few months, a month or two ago when I entered, but now I feel like I extended it. So let's say now I'm making this video in July, mid-July. I'm eyeing September-ish to exit or to kind of recalculate. For now, I like it. I see it going higher, and I see AMD going to 200. Right? You obviously just want to hold 169. Technically, if it loses this and just doesn't look healthy short term, then it could give you more of a sell-off. But that's what I would watch from here on AMD. Next, I see UPST. Well, that's one of our plays from the Discord as well. Not much to it. Again, I also tweeted about it actually. It broke out of this mega trend. Just watch now. I mean, literally today, another big day, 6.7% up after 10% up. So that's just now volatile, and momentum probably going to show the same, obviously. Yeah. Even if you look kind of at relative strength to S&P, still got some legs, but RSI, not that it means too much, but still a bit overbought. Just touched today though the 0.5, which is a good sign, the 29.4. But that's what you want to see reaction to. The stonks are not only going to continue to go up forever. So for now, personally, I actually still like UPST. It's a POS, just like all stonks. It's more of a risk, but anyone who entered here already, you're sitting pretty nicely. Worst case scenario, you take profits and leave runners. That's how you do it. And yeah, I would watch the 29.4 just to see if it's gonna test it again, because today just touched it, and then even let's do 15 minutes just to see how it looks like. You see, beautiful. Touched it, and look at this candle, another demand and kind of a morning star look, intraday on the 50-minute today, and then just squeezed higher. So that's a good sign, that's a good look. Doesn't mean anything for the next few days, it just means that it wants to continue up even if it goes down. And it's OPEX week, remember. All right, so that's that. It also looks pretty good. Next, we got Uber. Again, guys, I'm gonna try to make as many as I can, but I'm not gonna touch everyone. Uber. See some of you guys that asked here are also in the Discord. Some guys that posted here, so I'll try to obviously cover what you said as well. But some of them we actually already talked about. I see. Uber, I like Uber. I'm long. I actually closed today. Half of my position, just because it's been POSing lately, and it finally had a nice day. Closed 2.8, but it went up pretty nicely here. Look at this day. Opening candle 3%. That was a good one. So yeah, Also another one that I posted when it was kind of respected the trend line. And even if it sells off, I don't care. Like, it's a fugazi every time, especially if we see flow. And we've seen flow. I love Uber. My thesis on Uber is that they can actually be a strong player in the autonomous market share, especially if they convert from drivers to autonomous driver. Then think about it. They don't need to pay 1099 self-contractors for their drivers. They basically business models that drives on robots. That's an amazing business model. If they can achieve it, could take time, but that's what I believe they're aiming for and what they should be aiming for big time. And I think it's possible. I really do. That's why it's proven again that it's a tech company, not really an auto vision or anything else. Next, Apple. So I'm a big Apple fan. Again, another one that we actually just talked today on stream. Apple's been squeezing, and another one that we've been super bullish from here, squeezed much higher already ever since end of April 2024. So basically 2 months only, and look at this massive move on Apple. And I actually still like Apple. I mean, I can show you what kind of saw in flows, but again, Apple is one of those mega caps that you have so many flows that I can do it in a few minutes only to show the specific trades that I think that can squeeze the other trades, because you do have some bears, you do have some bulls. That's how it is. Markets have, when you follow stock flow in stock like Apple, you want to look at supply and demand and think who's gonna get squeezed. You don't want to only see bulls or only bears. But even today, look at this, 237.5. That's puts at the bid, 6,700 sides, $3.7 million traded. Look at the 7-day contract. You see, to me, that looks like put sales. Easy. They're setting the 237.5. And I've seen a lot of stuff that I liked on Apple. So I'll tell you honestly, I don't know if you asked long term, but I will say that long term, obviously, I like Apple. I'm a customer, I'm a sucker for Apple. And also, I think their AI potential is real. It's funny because you can say AI on anything and it just seems bullish, but I feel like people are sleeping on the Apple's AI potential, which is obvious. It's just they're literally selling us MacBooks and iPhones, right? So what's more accessible than our own smartphone in hand? Anything that we need, we just press on something and it gives us the AI. Even if you use it from Google, from other companies, we use our iPhone to generate AI. And they had the ChatGPT now with Siri. So again, a lot of things that I like overall, but also short term, I feel like even this OPEX week, let's say this, I'm making this video July 16th. I think we're gonna have pretty soon a nice upside day. Could be in the next few days, could be end of July, but I feel like the upside potential here is pretty big. It's crazy that it is saying it because it looks like it just gone up, right? But my plan is basically wait for a day, 4-hour or a 1-hour candle like this and buy calls. Did it here, then you wait a few more candles, like 4 or 5. Look at this. That's pre-market after hours, so let's ignore. But look at this during market hours, look good, right? That's it, went up. Look at this sell-off during market hours, looked good. It obviously held this. Kind of a tweezer bottom look here, 1 hour. But then it obviously went higher. So same thing, 1 hour here, few more hours, looked good. 1 hour here, few more hours, looked healthy. So that's what I want to see. I don't even need to see like a green or whatever after a 1-hour candle of red, but I just want to see holding after 4 or 5 candles the lows of the selling 1-hour candle, and then I believe it goes higher. And maybe we're not gonna get a 1-hour candle and just go up, but Apple's been looking good. You got a lot of flows, bullish flows on Apple, short term as well. All right. We got, all right, so I see some of you guys have a few names, JMIA and you. I'm gonna do JMIA. You also did it on the Discord today. So JMIA is obviously, you asked me about it a few times. You also asked me about it in the Discord, and that's a great find. Good job, really good job that you held it. Stonk is looking good. I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I told you here. It's still, the chart looks pretty good. You could look at the volume. Let's see, I just wanted to look at it kind of, without any bias before I'm looking at flow. So let's look at flow now. But to me, that's already extended. That's it, like overextended. The way that this stock is trading is liquidity is kind of dry, so it just goes down one after it pumps. Look at the weekly. See what I mean? Like, yeah, you got the legs, but then it goes lower, almost half the move. Here, even more than half the move. Here, like third, but now you kind of getting to a point where it. So you're looking at the weekly, right? After such a huge 54% upside week, beginning of July. You know, the first week of July, that was 20%, another 55%. So that's massive, 75% move in 2 weeks. This week so far, you're at 3%. Okay, now, yeah, you kind of opened it higher, like the week you opened higher, but that's a point where I would kind of be. I would watch. I wouldn't enter here, obviously, and I know that you're already long this. And it kind of can even give you, I'm not saying a shooting star, but I mean, if it goes down into OPEX week, let's see what the flow says anyways. Who cares what I think? You got some in the money call. Okay, that's just all right. That's some in the money call buys. Okay, let's look at this. All right. This does open on June 12th. You see this one? So that's a classic. Sell it, Fugazi, right? Bear trap, but then boom, you go up. They held, never sold. So they're still holding into January 2025, right? But again, they're sitting at the scared me, at $10. So I mean, they're cheating. To me, it's a bit overextended short term. And again, 10 grand gonna give us a lot of retail as well. But even just kind of looking at the sentiment, that's kind of wild, to be honest. Whoever did this on zero OI, potentially put writing, which is pretty bullish. Yeah. So again, I know that you're long it, have been for a while. So I would say that it's still looking good, still looking bullish overall. Anyways, so even if it kind of pulls back short term, which could be, again, can happen after such a huge move, I don't see him being a big move. And look, every time, so this lows to this highs, 0.5 to golden pocket. That's your reversal. This highs to the massive lows here on this kind of a doji and reversal. Golden pocket was your reversal. And then here it actually squeezed higher than golden pocket, much higher, 0.32. You're already kind of actively squeezing. So that's a good sign. That's kind of a local bottom. I'm not even saying that's local top, but you can kind of look for retracement in that stuff again, because it's also only IPO. But you see this? Post IPO, it's a bit of a noise. But then here, you got rejected big time, June 2019. Rejected again from this trend line, August 2020. You broke above it, but then kind of danced around it, boom, started to sell off heavily. So follow this trend line big time, especially because look at the weekly. That's exactly where you opened this week. You held it. Let's look at the 1 hour. Holy shite. See? You held it and kind of drifting higher. So just follow this simple trend line. Acted as a supply resistance again, semantics, call it whatever you want. Then it couldn't really turn into support besides here that just broke out. Touched it, reversed. So that's a nice trend line to follow. Anyway, that's what I would watch. For now, flow is still kind of bullish actually long term, but not much new. It's more about the flows that already set and we're in. All right, guys. So we have a lot of names. I'm trying to try to do as many as I can. And you, again, another name, guys. Anyone who's been following me knows that I've liked it for a while from last year. Long, still long. Been a heck of an outperformer. Been going up beautifully. Gone up a lot. Literally just created once again new all-time highs today at 13.64. So I can look at flow. But again, this is one of those names that I looked at flow at the lows, and that's what got me in and got me looking into this. I like the sector; they're Brazilian related, so it's kind of emerging market story with financials that I believe a lot of money gonna flow into. And I'm bullish financials, right? But especially the emerging market ones, and especially what their bank is actually doing and involved in. I think it's a pretty bullish business model. Now that's just from today. That's some small, they're a few hundred grants. It could be retail, could be really a fund doing whatever they want. So I wouldn't worry much, to be honest. Usually, yeah. So this was a big one. I remember this. We posted it on the Discord as well, and we talked about it. This was July 11th here, this hammer candle, and there's butterfly. No, condor. It's a bit tricky. I don't remember what I wrote, but yeah, I don't have enough time to dive into it. I think I wrote it in the Discord, but again, it's just remember that I still like this stock. I'm still looking good to me. Maybe here could be potential debit spread if it's OI up here and OI up here. Yeah, that's a new trade. Pretty tight one though, so could also be selling. No, they're buying the spread, which means, which is actually kind of smart, to be honest. It's they're not bearish, but they're hedging for downside, in my opinion. So worst case scenario, what? You drift higher a little bit, again, literally touching all-time highs every time. If it goes lower, that's what I would start watching. I would do also kind of tough charting this one. So this was a nice local top after a nice wave before the big, after the accumulation, by the way. They accumulated more here. And look at this, 1.618. Yep, it is a good cycle. Then 2.618, look at the reaction. 3.618 rejected, but claimed it. So NU is probably going towards the, should have it, 4.618, which is at 15.9. Short term, no idea, and I don't care. I'm long, I like it. If it drops a lot below 10 maybe, then I'll be, I wouldn't say worried because I like the company, but I would kind of start really looking at flow. For now, the flow already showed us what's up. That's the stock. Stock is up. You also got earnings on in 1 month, August 13. So yeah, still looking good, but you do have some hedging openers for potential some downside, and it's also smart to kind of, you know, open some hedging here for anyone who's long, because it's been just going up a lot and it is looking pretty good. All right, last one, Amazon. It's Amazon Prime Day today. So again, obviously Nasdaq and tech should have shown weakness with IWM, as we spoke about, that I talked about, right? Especially in the Discord, we kind of talked about it. Amazon, those names, the Googlers, it's all relative though, right? Amazon to me is still looking good overall, not short term, right? Let's see if we have anything new big on Amazon. Let's do just above one. I mean, I could try to look if I have on some of my filters some Amazon, but you know what? It's not even worth it because I'm looking a lot on Amazon already. So let's see if we have anything new, something big. All right, that's July 9th. So that's here. Beautiful. Look at this. This candle right at the top of this range. What they're doing, I remember this one. Yep. That's probably closing position. Yeah, here you go from July 9th. Closing, and OI is actually not telling the whole story here. It's just probably someone else still holding some of the contracts, still an opener. And then look at August, boom, yep, OI went up. And also on the put side, probably, yeah, nice. So that's a potential, not a straddle, that's a synthetic long, but in the money call. So it's kind of, all right, so that's bullish into August, but it's hedging for downside. That's what they're doing, and it makes sense. And I'm saying it because I'm not sure 100% about this. It just makes sense with everything else we've seen on Nasdaq and Qs and the leveraged Nasdaq and leveraged QQQ ETFs that kind of hedge for more upside eventually, but for some short-term downside in this OPEX week. So choosing in the money calls just shows that what they're aiming for. Shorted puts 170s, you're gonna stay above 170, right? So they're cheating. They probably want their puts expire worthless into August OPEX, and they stay in the money, right? And they're still long. So what they did here, because this was, as we said, a closing position, yep, they closed in the money calls, right, with a higher delta, so it could lead to some negative delta pressure selling stock on July 9th, which is why now when you're looking at it, you say, okay, I'm not surprised that it happened, it makes sense, but they're actually still long. It's looking good, this stock, still. Short term, no, but it is looking good to look for deep buys, even on this cycle, from end of May, to be honest, which is kind of short term. Look at the 190. I would love to see Amazon test the 180s again. That's going to be a perfect zone to me to either hunt for directional flow to wait for it, or just to long it, because flow has been bullish all year, as we've talked about. I'm long Amazon still, obviously. So kind of this range, there was looks like kind of supply, but flipped it, could be demand again, the 180s. I would love seeing it go lower. I don't know if it will, but that's what they're hedging for. So still looking pretty good. All right, guys. So much love. Anyone that I didn't cover, I'll try to do it next time. Already covered a lot. It's like almost a 30-minute video. And yeah, I mean, as I'm making this video, guys, on the day VIX is which is kind of noise here, to be honest, but still something you just want to watch, right? Kind of flat on the day, slightly green. VIX up, stonks up, also something we've been talking about that should happen and happen. Obviously, a lot of stonks are going up. IWM up 3.4% on the day, god damn. And 224, that's a bit above this 0.786. That's when I'll be watching from here, by the way, big time on IWM, anyone who's interested. Already been a heck of a play. I wouldn't chase. It's going higher this year, but just gotta be smart after such a huge move, right? SPY close up 0.6 on the day, and Qs flat on the day, up 0.04, nothing crazy. So yeah, all right, guys, appreciate you guys as always for watching. Much love, and remember, I'm doing those on Discord every day, streams, recording them, upload them for everyone, all of our traders. And yeah, if you want to check it out, you can. As I've said, it's on my pinned post, the details about the Discord, and we're still open right now. We're doing an open like every few months or weeks. For a few days now, we're open. You can join if you want. Don't expect any advice or anything. We're straight out, you know, good vibes, smart people, tons of smart cats that I learned from a lot as well myself. We follow flows, dark pools, options flows, macroeconomic related, technical analysis, tons of education. The idea is to combine everything. We're not anti anything. Anything you can help, we do it, but flows drive the markets. So that's what we follow to read market cycles and sector rotations and everything. So that's it, good people. Remember, tech was the only red sector today out of the big ones. Industrials are big sleeper. XLI was big green today, 2.5%. Played out also beautifully. Live industrials, like me some commodities still as well. And I would pay close attention to communication from here, even for like a minute version, because I do feel like soon post OPEX it's gonna look good. And yeah, okay, already too long. So much love. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you on X. Peace out.